Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Monday weather update, recorded on the 17th of March. Let's take a look and see what's happening at the moment. We have a cold front moving through, a classic autumn cold front, windy weather, warm weather, giving way to wetter weather and cooler temperatures or lower temperatures. Low pressure is forming here in the southwestern corner of the South Island. Over the next 24 hours, that low deepens as it moves over the South Island, but this front falls apart as it moves in towards the North Island where there is higher air pressure. The nor'westers boost up the temperatures. Let's kick off with that right now. So here we are with Monday's temperatures, pretty warm to hot right across New Zealand. Jump into tomorrow, Tuesday. Notice the cool down happening here from about, well, basically the whole South Island, but certainly from about mid-Canterbury southwards. You see those temperatures tumbling down, lower daytime highs. Some of you may only get into the single digits, or at least, only just making it to the double digits, 11s and 12s and 13s, as your maximum temperatures into some of those southern areas. Further northwards though, tomorrow, Tuesday, may actually be warmer for you as those nor'westers start to pick up and become windier, but then of course those rain clouds will arrive. And speaking of the rain clouds, here is Tuesday's setup. So we do start on the North Island with nor'west winds blowing through, so that's why Tuesday is not a cold day for the North Island. Temperatures will drop a little bit later into the afternoon as those west to southwest winds kick in, and we do see some wet weather, mostly from, I would say, Taranaki southwards, but Waikato and Auckland and some parts of Northland and these very dry western areas will get some showers. One or two could be heavy. But for the most part, this is not a lot of rain for the top half of the North Island, not a lot for the eastern side of the North Island. The South Island's messier because you've got the low coming right in over the top of you. Heavier bursts of rain on the western side of the South Island, that's moving northwards. And you've also got, because of the southeasterly and that low sort of drifting out to the east, pulling in the southeasterly wind, that drives in some wet weather into Otago and to Canterbury as well, plus Nelson and Marlborough as the whole thing sort of moves on through. So there's some good news. If you need rain, if you need it, you've got a better forecast here for you. But the top of the North Island, eastern areas, won't be seeing a huge amount of wet weather as this whole system moves on through. Now it's going to be a little cooler on Wednesday morning in the South Island. We're not talking about widespread frost, but just getting down towards zero around the mountains and ranges and maybe some of the valleys as a result of the cooler air coming through behind that wet system. It won't affect the North Island or the top of the South because it'll be a bit cloudy and wet for you. Here is Wednesday's setup to explain what I was just saying. You've still got a little bit of low pressure here around Wellington and Cook Strait. That drives in some wet weather for the North Island. Once again, Waikato, at least for the Hamilton over towards Te Aroha northwards, not very much in the way of wet weather, and certainly north of the Bombay Hills, north of Auckland even more so, drying out. So you might see the rain icon. In fact, I saw today one of our forecasts saying rain, but only 2 millimetres. That's something that we're going to fix because it shouldn't say rain if it's only 2 millimetres. That's basically just a few showers. So there won't be very much in the way of wet weather for the top there. Always check to see how much rainfall is forecast when that word rain is used. We'll be tightening up things at our end to make it a little more accurate. That's just one example of where it is saying rain, but these are just showers really coming through for a lot of areas. But there will be some patchy rain. So across both Tuesday and Wednesday, please keep up to date with the rain radar. That'll be the best way to track it along with our hourly forecasts. So by Thursday, we zoom out and we can see that there is this massive block of high pressure around the New Zealand area. Now, because of that low that got sort of pushed northwards, we've still got a wee bit of low pressure towards the northeast of the country. That drives in a southeasterly wind for Wairarapa, Hawke's Bay, Gisborne, Tairāwhiti areas. That will drive in a bit of wet weather. So it won't be very much, but just showers coming through for you across the day. Dry for pretty much everywhere else and a slightly cooler morning on Thursday. But this storm south of New Zealand and the big high over the South Island means nor'west winds, again, out of Australia. They will start to develop on Thursday night. You'll notice it a little more on Friday, nothing too big and major, but just a slight nor'wester kicking in, and that will start to lift up your temperatures in the South Island after a slight temperature drop this week, at least over the next couple of days once that cold front comes on in. Maybe a couple of showers still lingering in the northeast of the North Island on Friday. By Saturday, those pretty much clear away. They might get pushed up a little further north of Auckland. So in that sort of border between Northland and Auckland, you just might get a few showers coming through that area. Also down around Fiordland, few showers there. Mostly dry in Southland, might be a shower, but it's mostly dry for you. And on Sunday, the nor'westers or the westerly winds, they blow back across the South Island and around the lower North Island. So that will push up your eastern temperatures. Drier skies, obviously, but on the west coast, rain does start to develop and it pushes up the western coastline across the day. Light winds around the north, bit of sea breeze in there, some afternoon build-ups, but nothing too dramatic is on the way. So to break that all down, 7-day departure from rainfall, we take a look at the big picture where you see red or pink, that is drier than average for this time of the year. Blue means wetter than average and white means normal rainfall. So most of the Tasman leaning drier than average. That wetter than average zone further to the south, that's pushing in around the southern half of the west coast. So the west coast has basically got normal rainfall to wetter than usual this week. Southland, Otago, about normal. Canterbury, drier than average. And then you see also the southwestern corner of the North Island leaning a bit closer to normal from that rain coming through on Tuesday. But those in the north and the northeast, still in the red, still in the pink. And there's nothing in the tropics yet coming down to break any of that. But look at Australia, they've got some rain relief on the way in the next 7 days. That's all from me. We have no video tomorrow, Tuesday, I apologise, but we are back again on Wednesday, so enjoy that rain tomorrow if you need it, if you want it, and also keep up to date with the rain radar and our hourly forecast. That's the best way to track where that wet weather is going over the next couple of days. All the best if you do need rain, and I'll see you again on Wednesday.